EVI Exclusive. All right. I'm here in New Zealand, and I wanted to take some time to answer these questions that were sent along. It's sort of a questionnaire, like you fill out like a tax form, at least in the first part. So I'll do my best to convert it to video. Name blank. My name is Trey Ratcliffe. Zodiac sign blank. I'm a Cancer. My mom still often sends me my horoscopes. She cuts out of the newspaper, by the way. I'm always like about to meet interesting people and have good days, it seems. This happens a lot with Cancers. Maybe it does with your sign too. I'm just guessing. Pick your favorite color, blank. I like sort of this strange dark red color that has veins of black in it. I don't use it much in my photos, but I do like that color. According to you, write just one word again in each blank. What's the first word that comes to your mind? Passion. Oh, I don't like these things. I always think they sound stupid, so I'm just not going to give a one-word answer. Sorry, I don't mean to insult the person that came up with that system. I just don't. It's not for me. I'm sure other people love it. They can be very wonderful in their word choice, but I won't be. A quick hello to the readers, including a short bio. Oh, okay. Hello, readers. My name is Trey Ratcliffe. I am an artist and a photographer. I am a tender 41 years old. I have recently moved here to New Zealand. I like to use technology to make pretty things. When did you realize that this photography, that's in parens, is something that you have to do? I don't know. I think I just knew, I think it's like falling in love with the right girl. You just can't help it. You just kind of fall in love with her, and it just happens. So it's not really a conscious choice. What do you feel is unique to you as a photographer? Well, that's a very broad question, and I don't think of myself as a unique photographer. I probably think of myself in the same way that every human thinks of themselves, as a unique human, right? You have your life and your experience and your history. That's very unique. And whatever that happens to be, that's what you bring into your art. So I guess that's what makes me unique. Okay, quote. Anyone can be a photographer. State one line in favor and one line against this. Also reason your answer. Okay. This is like a tax form. So, well, I think it's great, actually, that anyone can be a photographer, that anyone can get a decent camera that's fairly affordable nowadays, and they can take photos and post-process. I only have favorable things to say about it. There's a lot of old-school photographers that think this is the sign of the apocalypse, that now everyone can take photos. Oh, how horrible. How horrible that people can express themselves how they want to. Anyway, of course, it's great that people can express themselves how they want to. I think this is for an Asian magazine, I believe. I'm not sure. I apologize if I'm wrong. And I know that sarcasm doesn't play very well in Asia. I remember, I'll tell you this little story. I was in Malaysia, and sarcasm is a type of humor that's very popular in the West. I don't know why it's so popular in the West. Maybe it was first popularized by Monty Python, and they kind of bled over to the States. But anyway, this doesn't seem to be a prevalent kind of humor in Asia. And I got into a car in Malaysia, and I was in there with 3 other people. And it was a very, very small car. In fact, it was so small that when we were all, I was in the passenger seat, and everyone had to lean in, and we were all touching shoulders. It was so small. And I turned to my friend, the driver, and I said, wow, this is a big car. And he said, no, it's not. It's very small. I said, I know it's... So anyway, like half of my humor was lost in Asia. That's okay. Next question, where do you see yourself after 5 years? I just don't know. I don't know how anybody knows what they're going to be doing in 5 years, really. Especially nowadays. I think people change what they do quite often. I'll probably still be doing something with art and technology, but I'm not sure how that will manifest itself. What is your biggest inspiration? I get inspired mostly by art outside of my own magisterium of photography. Of course, there are photographers that inspire me, but mostly it's painters or musicians. Various spheres of art influence me. You are given a camera. What would you capture? Nature, portrait of your best friend or yourself? Nature, probably. I like to take photos of everything, but I'm drawn to nature. Rank, money, fame, and respect for you. Oh, well, none of those things are important to me. You know, you want to make sure you have enough money to get through life, but once you have that, everything else is kind of extra. And fame and respect, and, you know, these are not really important. And if that's your goal, I think that your premises might be a little bit twisted. None of that stuff really matters. Any upcoming treat for your fans/followers? In brackets, future projects. Yes, I'm working on a great video project now, which might totally fail, or it might be awesome. I don't know. We'll see. See how that turns out. Give 3 suggestions for a newbie in the same field. I think my suggestions are to make a lot of mistakes, to go off on your own, and you can spend a little bit of time copying people that you think is interesting, copying a certain art style. But then I think you should really go spiral off into another area and try something totally new. And a third suggestion, don't listen to people who are too ready to tell you that they're an expert in anything. You know, listen to yourself. You can listen to them, just sort of take everything that experts say with a grain of salt. But really, you probably know what beauty is inside. And maybe you'll assemble different teachers or people that you respect that can help guide you through your own path without forcing their own nonsense into your world. Your aim in life. There's a blank underneath. I guess my aim in life is just to find meaning and truth. And I think that's nice, really, right? It gives everything sort of a harmonious balance. And things feel good when you see little truths hidden here and there. It feels nice. And there's sort of this poetic harmony that you see in the world. That's a nice feeling. Your message to the readers for a happy, healthy life. I notice that some of the happiest, healthiest people I see in the world are those that have found something that they're passionate about and they go a little bit overboard with it. I think that's okay. Quite often, maybe I just tend to surround myself with other artists and whatnot or people that are creative. But I noticed that these people, the more they create and the more they explore, the happier and the healthier they are. So I think that's a good way to live. Okay, so that's the end of the interview. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for these questions.